Hey everyone, it's Natalie. So I'm back again today to do a quick video. Excuse my face, my dog cut me pretty bad the other day when the fireworks were happening and got my arm pretty good too. She doesn't like fireworks. But anyways, I know I haven't done a video in a while, so I thought I'd do one because I keep seeing comments and things about, some of you guys have been in a marriage like this for 25, 30 years. Some of you guys have just entered into a relationship like this. And it is very challenging to be in this position where you love somebody, but the mother disapproves of you. And what I can tell you through the almost 24 years of being with my husband and going through this experience is that you can't continue to let this affect your life. Even though it seems as though it is always there, always hanging and nagging over your head, and seems like the center of your relationship, the truth is you're making it that way. You have to come to a realization that you're not going to be accepted, and that you have to move past that. And when you're in a situation where you have this hope that one day they will see the type of person that you are, and that the type of person that you can be towards them as a good girlfriend of their sons or wife or whatever, you have to kind of let that go and say, you know what, I accept the fact that this person doesn't like me, and I'm gonna stop revolving my relationship and my thought patterns around trying to get this person to approve of me. And a lot of us, or at least me, in fact, because I didn't get a lot of approval and acceptance from women in my life, when I did get my mother-in-law, I thought that I would finally get that through her. And I think that's one of the big mistakes that we make, is that we think that we finally found somebody that is going to accept us, love us, and treat us like their daughter. And so we continuously look past bad behaviors and criticisms and gaslighting and cognitive dissonance and hoovering and all those terms to make excuses up for these people so you can find that acceptance with that person, since you are trying to validate that relationship with that person. Because that's all you want is validation, recognition that you are part of this family, that this person is going to like you, that you can look at them as a mother figure, and that you are seeking a mother figure, and that maybe you found that within this person. And I think that's what really hurts us the most, is that because we have these high hopes of finding that and it doesn't come, we tend to overlook things that they do to us and make up excuses for their behavior to one day get that acceptance, because we're willing to go through traumas, go through tribulations to get that from that person, since we are craving that. But when it gets to the point that it is so obvious that this person isn't going to accept you and love you, it hurts. And you have to just kind of say, you know what, it's time to move forward. It's time to move past this. And I'm going to stop holding on to hope, and I'm going to start living my life as though I don't need that person's validation, because you don't. And one of the things that kept me stuck in this cycle was that hope, was that one day she would see the light, that one day I would do something so marvelous that she could see me for the true person that I am, and that she would finally give me that validation, that welcoming, that love, that acceptance that I so desperately desired. When you continuously live your life as though one day that's going to come, you are keeping yourself in that cycle of abuse, and you're keeping yourself stuck, and you are in an unhealthy relationship, not only with yourself, but with your mother-in-law or future mother-in-law and your partner. Because you find that you are constantly complaining to your partner about why their mother, or maybe it's your father, doesn't like you, and what you can do better to make them realize that you are a good person, that they should welcome you, that they should make you feel part of the family. And you're constantly nagging your partner to figure out a way to get them to accept you. And so you find that you and your partner are coming up with schemes and plans to prove to this narcissistic parent that you're a good person. But what you finally realize is nothing that you do, no scheme that you come up with ever works. And matter of fact, backfires on you in a million ways. So you go in with good intentions, trying to show these people that you are worthy, and what ends up happening is you overshare things with them, trying to make a connection, and the narcissistic person takes those vulnerabilities within you of you being a good person and trying to make that connection, and uses it against you later. So in that moment of vulnerability where you think that you are connecting and finally getting through to this narcissistic parent, you find what's happening is the narcissistic parent acts kind, acts like they're caring, acts like they're loving, acts like they're connecting. And you might actually even feel that. Like, you might feel a heart-to-heart or even a soul connection while you're in this moment with this person. But because they have evil intent, the narcissistic person has figured out how to make that connection with somebody in a conniving way, okay? So although they are acting that way and you might be feeling like you're connecting, they are just pretending. They are actors, okay? And narcissists are very good performers. This is how they get the information out of people to use against you later. This is also how they get to convince other people around them that they are good people and you are the one that is the problem. Even though those other people don't know exactly what's going on. They have learned to act and perform in front of other people to convince them that they are this wonderful, delightful person, that they're always giving, they're always doing. And that way, after they convince the other people around them this, which they've been doing long before you came, when you come into the picture and they go and start saying things negatively about you, and it's not, sometimes it can be direct, but it could also be, there's little undertones that they use to to manipulate other people's minds into starting to believe that you're the enemy, that you are the problem, that you have problems, that you're mental, that you're not good for their child, that you're not welcoming to them, that you cause problems for them, that you are the one that is causing the relationship to fail. So they use little innuendos. They use, like, I don't know, maybe for example, like maybe the narcissist will go out to eat with some of their friends or family, or even, like, let's say their whoever you're dating siblings. Okay. So they might say something really positive about you at first, but then, right? Then they start saying little things that are negative about you to those people that they're out to eat to lunch with, to slowly convince them and manipulate them into not liking you. So that's why when you first get into this relationship with your partner and their friends and family, everyone's really excited to meet you. Everyone really likes you. Everyone's so welcoming. But over time, you notice those same people that maybe were close to you, that maybe invited you over, invited you to go eat, or maybe even friends with you, they start to distance themselves from you. And that is due to the narcissist manipulating those people in subtle ways into not liking you. Because a narcissist does a thing where they will, when they first meet you, act like you're the best thing for their child. But then over time, because they don't want everyone to figure out their agenda right away. So over time, what they do is they start saying little things about you to discredit your character, to discredit who you are as a person. So they might say, so let's say like you're out to eat with them, okay? And you're with friends and family. What you don't know, before you went out to eat, the narcissist had already told people maybe you got a DUI or a DWI, okay? Or something happened. So you go out to eat with these same people that the narcissist manipulated into believing you're a bad person because maybe got caught drinking and driving. And you go order a cocktail at that lunch with the people that the narcissist has already manipulated into believing that you're a drunk, even though you're not. And you order a cocktail, and the narcissist will look at the other people like, you see that? She ordered a cocktail. Remember, I told you she got a DWI. Or the narcissist will say something like this: are you sure you want to order that, Natalie? Or maybe you'll order one drink, you'll drink it, and then you'll ask for another one. And the narcissist will say, oh, I think you've had enough. And that's happened to me. We were at dinner and my in-laws don't know, like, I have a DWI or anything like that. But we were at, they don't, they know that I'm clean, right? They know I haven't been in trouble with the law and all that. So, but regardless of that, we were at dinner at my at my in-laws' house. And so everyone's drinking wine. Well, they poured, and I hardly ever drink wine. I'm not really a huge drinker. Sometimes I am. I'm a very lightweight drinker sometimes, depending if I eat with food or not. Well, they poured wine like this much in my glass, like that much, right? A big wine glass, this much in mine, and everyone else got full wine glasses. So I was like, okay. But I thought, well, maybe they know I don't like wine, so they were just giving me a little bit for dinner. So I drank it, and I was like, hey, can I have another glass of wine? And they told me no, while everybody else started started having seconds and thirds. They even popped another wine bottle. And my husband he snuck me wine. He snuck me wine at the table when his parents had gotten up to go get some more food. And he snuck me wine. He let me drink the rest of his wine. So these are the things that they do. Like, I don't know. It's just it's so hard to explain. It's like, they just do little things like that. Like, oh, well, Natalie doesn't need to be drinking because she has mental problems. And if we give her wine, she might act up or act drunk, and we can't have that. And also, I feel as though my mother-in-law, because she's so proper, and my father-in-law, believe that women really should not be having more than one glass of wine. When, in fact, now, these same people, this is unbelievable, they used to look down at me and my husband for smoking pot, and that's the reason why they said I was such a bad influence on my husband, are now smoking pot. I am not joking. I just figured this out. My husband could not believe it either. They are smoking pot now. She is an opera singer. My in-laws are filthy rich, and they are smoking pot now. So it's really funny how everything they look at other people and criticize for, now they are doing. So they used to say such bad things about me because I smoked pot. Like, this was like teenage years and 20s in college, right? Everyone smoked pot. I haven't smoked pot in years. They used to say I was a bad influence when my husband was the one getting the pot and his brother was the one got caught with a pound. His aunt found a pound of weed in his closet with a plant growing, okay? And they said I was the bad influence. But this is like, I got off on everything, but these are the type of things that they do, okay? And so, let me go back to what I was saying. That was just a story. But they do things to belittle you, to make it seem as though you're this person that you're really not. And truth be told, so that way they don't seem like they're the Karens, like they're the gossipers. They do little subtle things with the people around them. So when incidences like you going out to eat and ordering a glass of wine and everyone knowing you had a DWI, that, it makes you look bad because the narcissist made you look bad towards everyone, right? Even if that DWI, let's say, happened, I don't know, 20 years ago when it happened. You're not a drunk. You just, you were stupid and young and drove drunk, right? Happens to millions of Americans, especially young children in college. But they do, like, just little things like that. So when you're in a situation like that and you don't know that the narcissist has spread rumors like that subtly to people, you do feel that energy at that table when you're having that glass of wine or whatever, because and I think in my case, the reason why they wouldn't give me any more wine is because they've always said that they thought that I was on drugs, which I had never been on drugs, okay? This is insinuation. This is a manipulation tactic they had pulled on everybody around them to convince them that I was some druggy, poor person whose parents were drug addicts and alcoholics, which are not true. And so they do stuff like that to discredit your character. So when the time comes down to them finally obliterating the relationship, instead of that relationship falling back and making them look bad, it makes you look bad. okay? And so what I can tell, and this is already 19 minutes long, I'm sorry. But what I can tell you is like, and really this is all over the place, I just wanted to make a video. But what I can tell you is when you're in this situation where you finally figure out that the narcissist is constantly like smearing you to everyone, and then in front of your face acting a certain way, maybe they're acting rude to you, or maybe they're acting really nice, but you know the truth. What you can do, and I've always said this, is stay quiet. Do not overshare. Do not talk to them about anything. If you find yourself in a situation where the narcissist is trying to bring up conversation and share and ask you about your life and is trying to trick you into a heart-to-heart conversation, a soul connection type of conversation, keep it at a minimum, or make up an excuse and walk away and say you have to go do something, or even just leave. Say, oh, I gotta go. I really have to go. And so that's what I can tell you is when, and they're gonna say stuff. Like if you're in that situation where they're trying to connect with you, but you've already figured them out, what's going to happen is, because you're not going to overshare and you're not going to share things, you're going to keep your answers very cut and dry, and even you might even have to lie to them about some stuff just to get them not to know your information, is they'll go around to other people and say, I've tried so hard to connect with Natalie and she is just not willing participant in this. Like, you don't understand how many times I've tried to have a conversation with her. But what the other people don't understand is the times that you did trust her and that you have shared with her, she has used it against you. And this is why I always say, when you're around a narcissistic parent, share as little as possible. If you can, stay silent. Because one thing that when I finally figured this out, I used to stay silent all the time around my in-laws, and my mother-in-law told my husband several times, I don't think Natalie likes me. She never talks to me. And it's like, no, because when I did talk to you, you used everything against me and tried to break up my relationship. And if you don't think I don't know, and that's the thing, they think that you don't know. I know, because my husband's my best friend and tells me everything. And on top of that, I know that you hired a private investigator to follow me for a month. Okay? So no, I'm not going to share with you anything. And they might start saying things like that, like, oh, she must not like me. She never talks to me anymore. Because at first what happens is, because you don't know that they're narcissistic, you tend to be very overly friendly with them, trying to convince them to like you and stuff like that and to connect with you. Like, you really genuinely want a connection. But once you figure them out and you start being silent, they're going to see that change in you, and they're going to start a narrative, discrediting your character. Or they'll also do like big hoovers. Well, they'll be like, hey, let's go get our nails done together. Hey, let's go on vacation. Hey, let's do this or that. Because what they're trying to do, because they see that they've lost that power over you, is they're trying to hoover and regain that power so you can start talking again. Anyways, it's 23 minutes long. I don't know. Maybe this was a rambled video. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe I'll do another one later on today. Peace, love, harmony. Love you guys very much. I'm enjoying my summer off of school, but I cannot wait to meet my new special needs children. We have 6th grade coming in. So we have new ones. Then I have my 6th graders going into 7th grade, my 7th graders going to 8th, and then our 8th graders went to high school. So I am looking forward to going back and meeting our new students, but I am enjoying my time off. We are going to Yellowstone National Park in a couple weeks, and we're super excited. So see y'all. Bye.